Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're a returning subscriber, my name's Johnathon. I make luxury videos, unboxings, and reviews. And today I thought I would share with you the 2026 Murakami and Louis Vuitton lookbook, as well as my thoughts on the collection. So let's get into it. So in about late December, I'm sure you are all aware, Matt D74 dropped a huge bomb on us and posted all of the Murakami and Louis Vuitton collection that is coming out in January 2026. Rewinding in 2025, earlier in the year, we had all assumed that this collection was going to be super limited. We were told by client advisors that multicolor was not going to be restocked, but throughout the year, they were secretly restocking. And now coming towards the end of the year, they are fully saying they are coming out with more Murakami, but only in the white multicolor in celebration for 130 years of Louis Vuitton monogram. Now, depending on what side of Louis Vuitton you're on, whether you are an average consumer or a VIC customer, depending on that, you might have differences of opinion on this new collection being relaunched. The reason why I say that is because I'm sure a lot of customers who don't frequent Louis Vuitton really wanted to get their hands on this collection earlier on in January of 2025, but could not get the opportunity as VIC customers and prestige customers purchased up most of the inventory. However, now is your chance to order these items as they are coming back, as well as a lot of newer styles are being introduced in this collection, which I am also super excited for. However, I did talk to some other VIC customers who seemed to be a little bit irritated and kind of Murakami'd out, just because we were under the anticipation that this collection was just going to be very limited, and to have them re-release a lot of these pieces is kind of a little bit disappointing. The reason why I say that is because a lot of us collected these items and probably unfortunately paid a little bit above retail from resellers when we weren't able to secure some of these pieces. I myself panic bought a couple items, as you might be aware if you've watched some of my previous videos. And so to know that they're actually coming out with more Murakami in 2026, it kind of made me wonder why I didn't just take a step back. With that being said, I do have some items on this current collection that I am super excited is being re-released. One being the Nano Speedy. If you're not new to my channel, from January onward, I've been trying to get my hands on the white Nano Speedy just because I thought that the white Nano Speedy or even the black Nano Speedy was the quintessential item to have from the Murakami collection, just because when I was growing up, I always saw that Nano Speedy, which was referred to as the Nano HL, everywhere, and I wanted one so bad. So I'm so grateful that they are re-releasing that Speedy, as well as a couple of newer styles that I will share with you now that I think are really cute. Before I show you some of the lookbook, Matt D74 did say that there will only be white multicolor being re-released in this collection, and there will be no black multicolor. I'm honestly not surprised, just because throughout 2025, when Louis Vuitton was doing these secret drops, there was not many black multicolor pieces, if any, that became reorderable that were offered to me. The reason why I say this is because throughout the year I was offered certain Murakami pieces that I had on my wish list that I necessarily didn't pick up as a priority, and all of them were mostly white multicolor pieces, with none of them being black. So hindsight being 2020, I'm very happy that I was able to purchase most of my black multicolor orders from the VIC pre-order date in December 2024. So I'm kind of happy that they're not releasing a lot of black multicolor, just because I feel a lot of people gravitated towards the black multicolor in the January 2025 drop versus the white multicolor. So now I think Louis Vuitton has excess inventory of the white multicolor canvas, which I could totally be wrong. Watch them drop black multicolor halfway through 2026. If that happens, I feel like there will be an uproar, as well as I feel like they're going to redrop Cherry Blossoms, which I hope they do, because I did not get a chance to get anything from that, but we shall see. But let's go ahead and dive into the lookbook. So I am filming on my phone, so I do have my laptop with me, so I might look down every once in a while to see what image I will be sharing with you and talking about, just because there's going to be a lot of prices and a few images that I'm going to be sharing. So I do apologize for that. But the first one I'm going to start off with is going to be the first image that Matt D actually dropped, which was going to be the Louis Vuitton and Takashi Murakami Speedy 30 Soft in the white multicolor, and this is priced at 4,400 Canadian dollars. This one I think is super cute. If you were looking for something of a P9 structure but don't want to pay the P9 pricing, I feel like these soft speedies are what is selling them. I don't know necessarily how I feel about the clochette with the little studs on there. I know a lot of people had some opinions on why they didn't release a lot of the studding in the original re-release, because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the vintage collection did have these studs on there. So that's probably why they're bringing them back here. Other than that, if you purchase the black multicolor one, I don't necessarily think this one is going to be as super popular, but the Speedy bag in general is usually very popular. Moving on to the Neverfull. So this one is going to be retailing for 3,250 US dollars. And honestly, this one is going to be the one that everybody is going to want. I feel like this is the image that broke the internet. I'm going to be completely honest. If I was a Neverfull girly, I would be getting this bag too. I just think that the Neverfull against the white multicolor canvas just looks really good. It just brightens it up. I can see this being a total summer bag. This can definitely be the summer bag for 2026. I honestly have no notes. I feel like they should have released this in the first drop, but I can understand as to why they didn't. So that way they offer some newer pieces that will entice people to add more Murakami in 2026. So this one I can see is going to be a hot seller, and I would be surprised if there would be any availability on launch. So obviously we got the Petite Mal, which they are releasing obviously for $7,250. If you have the money, obviously go for this one. This one is not on my wish list per se. I do love the reverse monogram one that Louis Vuitton has for the Petite Mal. So that one is on my wish list, but that one is like a milestone bag. So whenever I reach a certain milestone in my life, I will purchase that. The key pouch in the white multicolor. So this is going to be retailing for 475 Canadian dollars. And this one, aside from the Neverfull, this one is going to be completely sold out. I feel like everybody and their mom is going to want this one, just because if you don't have the funds to purchase a bag or a larger SLG and still want something from this collection that will keep you satisfied, this key pouch is going to be your best bet. I believe from the first launch, the black multicolor key pouch was not even orderable for myself. Even when I tried to order it as a VIC, it was not something that I was able to place an order for. And it was also something that I didn't even see restocked from the rest of the year. I also didn't see necessarily a lot of the black multicolor key pouches on YouTube, like a lot of unboxings and stuff. So I'm not sure actually if this is just very limited, or if Louis Vuitton is limiting the amount of SLGs that they're producing from these popular collections so people gravitate towards the handbags. But I'll be curious to see how available this key pouch will be. So moving on, we have the Travel Alma for 5,750 US dollars. This one I don't necessarily think is going to be as popular. However, that pocket in the front might be a selling feature for some people. I don't necessarily like the look of this Alma per se. I like the look of the Alma in general, but I find it is better as a silhouette on a smaller handbag than a larger one. But if you have 5,750, this is the bag for you. Obviously, we're getting into some of the more expensive pieces. So this is the multicolor Mal Vendome, if I'm saying that correctly, and this is $149,000. Definitely not within my price point, but it is a very gorgeous piece. We're getting into some of the bag charms. So this one is the Horizon bag charm, and I feel as though this is gonna be around 2,000 or so Canadian dollars, just because if I'm not mistaken, some of the bag charms, like the giant panda one, I believe was retailing for about 1,300 or 1,400 Canadian dollars. And this one seems a little bit more complex in style with added wheels and some vachetta accents, and there's a zipper. So I imagine this one is going to be about 2,000 Canadian dollars, probably a little bit less. I imagine 1,750 plus tax. Then we have the Speedy Trunk, 13,600 Canadian dollars. This one is absolutely gorgeous, but I don't have this trunk money for this. Honestly, if I did, I probably would purchase this. I probably would prefer in black multicolor to be my first trunk piece, but the white multicolor against this silhouette is very beautiful. Honestly, white multicolor is very beautiful, but we all know it is prone to a lot of different things, such as color transfer, watermarks with the vachetta, and yellowing of the canvas. That's why I find it difficult to purchase so many of these pieces, just because I can't just buy them because they're beautiful. All Louis Vuitton products are beautiful, at least for the most part. So we gotta control ourselves just a little bit. So now we're moving on to the Nice BB. This one is 1,770 US dollars. This is super cute. To be honest though, for a vanity case, I don't necessarily think I would gravitate towards something that is very light colored, just because makeup and stuff is going to be going in and out of there, your toiletries, and so I feel like this is going to get dirty. I know for my travel case, it is very dirty on the inside, so I can only imagine what this will cause. Okay, now we are getting into the toiletry pouch 19. I know I'm trying not to collect SLGs anymore, but when I saw this, I literally gasped. I need this in my collection. This is 885 US dollars, and this is literally a need. I jokingly said I was going to try and make a toiletry pouch trio in the Murakami set, because I have my toiletry 26 in the cherries. So if I get the white multicolor in the 19 size, I'm going to try and find the size 15 with the super flat panda on it, I believe, or it has the LV hands. One of the two. It was from the first drop of the 2024 Murakami collection, but I didn't want to purchase all three because I already have the traditional toiletry pouch trio, so having all three was just going to be excess. But now that I have the Murakami one, and if I get this 19 size, we're going to try to make it happen. But so 885, I also think this one is going to be super popular as well, just because for myself, I find that the size 19 is the perfect size. And then my second best size is the size 15. So fingers crossed for that one. And then we have the Nice Nano for 1520, super cute. Then we got some zipped notebook PM size for 1280. Some other miscellaneous SLGs. This one is a lipstick holder for 645. Another bag charm for 805 US dollars. Now we're getting into the Carry All East West. Super cute, not my style, but if you like that slouchy hobo looking bag, this one is super cute. I'm just gonna fast forward through because I don't want to make this video too long. The mouse pad for $375. That was very random, but I can see people purchasing this just to have a little piece of the collection. And then we got the wallet on chain Ivy for $2,320. There's this one bag that I desperately really want from this collection that I'm just going to go and share with you now. So I'm hoping I'm able to put a pre-order for this one. And that is going to be the Nano Noe. Oh my god, I literally gasped when I saw this bag, and it is going to retail for about 2,380 US dollars. Honestly, when I saw this bag, I messaged my sales associate and I was like, okay, if I can only have one, the Nano Speedy or the Nano Noe, which one should I purchase? And we ultimately ended up going with the Nano Noe just because I have a lot of the Speedy silhouette within my collection. I already have a Nano Speedy. I have the size 30. I have the Keepall. So getting the Nano Noe will add a different silhouette into my collection, and I honestly just absolutely think this is so cute. I don't know what it is about the white multicolor. I find as though if this was in black multicolor, I wouldn't like it as much. I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to imagine it, and my heart is not singing as much as this white one. So fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to pre-order this bag. By the time I put this video up, it will be December 8th, and that is when I was told I am able to order these pieces. So I will put up a short on Saturday if I was successful in securing some of these items. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this kind of content or simply want to see more of me, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel grow. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.